Maybe? Why aren't we streaming?
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh. Huh?
Haha. We're live. Yay!
Oh gosh.
Okay, so we're live, thankfully. Everyone can hear us, right?
Hi. Hello. We're terribly sorry for the delay, but we had quite a bit of technical problems. Giant Circle is not the next Crusader.
Yay, they can hear us. Okay, so I'm Erica, and Kat's on a Zoom call, drawing from home, while I'm in the studio, trying to figure out why a button on the soundboard got pressed when it shouldn't have been pressed. Yay!
But we're here now, and we're here to chat and chill out and answer your questions and whatever.
Yeah, so some of our regulars did stick around. I'm seeing Scrooge McScourge and JS Random Numbers and Cassius and Leptimus and Kedgear. So thank you guys for sticking around.
Yeah, we super appreciate your patience.
We had some issues with the stream overlay and not wanting to mimic last week's Zoom layout for some reason, so no what are we currently drawing text on screen today. We'll figure that out for next week. Kat is going to be sketching Adina in her own style.
I am, yes. So, frustrations aside, how are you doing?
I was doing well.
Yeah.
I was okay with working at home. But, yeah, other than technical issues, it's all good. And you?
Alright. I'm still sort of struggling with, like, being productive enough. But, you know, trying my best. More or less.
Huh.
How is everybody in chat today? Everybody quarantined at this point? I think probably.
Probably, yeah. Looks like Zodi's saying we're awesome. Thanks, Zodi.
Thank you.
And Bungo Bounce is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Fast Natalie 1 has a question. You said we could use more aliens and Crusaders. Are you planning on giving us any more soon then? Well, Adina is an alien, and she's unlockable now while the Superhero Spring event is running until next Wednesday. So, she's one of the aliens. I guess the Gardener of the Galaxy Crusader might end up being an alien too, and that's 2 events away. Yeah. Eric's managed to tune in. He was on a call earlier. And he says Erica and Kat are awesome.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Ragnar is answering your question. Doing good here. Got my coloring done last night, so just waiting for the next coloring sheet.
Well, good. I'm glad people are liking those. If all goes according to plan, whatever this sketch ends up being will be the next coloring sheet.
And looks like Cassia says doing good.
Good to hear.
And Kedgear is doing fine. And then Scrooge McScourge is like, don't worry about the delay. It's a day earlier anyway.
Yeah.
Well, this was actually the new time slot for the Crusaders stream because there's a new Idol Champions related stream debuting in our time slot, our old time slot tomorrow. So it'll be a fun stream for the Idols Champions fans, and we're flexible enough to move the Crusader stream to Thursdays, so that's pretty cool.
We're like the older brother of Idol Champions, but the younger brother is like the prodigy, so they get the first say in everything.
Well, and to be fair, they have an out-of-studio guest, and they're
Yes.
accommodating his schedule, so...
I'm just being salty.
Zodi says, had a bunch of fun with the Drawing Our Own Monsters studio. Would love to see that again. Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool to do again.
It was super cool.
Less crashing next time, but I think Kevin fixed it in the end, so... And it was cool to see what everyone shared.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
The Endless Smurfs was really something.
Yeah, they were actually going slow enough to see their monster creations.
Mm-hmm.
Zodi... Oh no, we did that one. Kedgear says, question, is there anything we can tease for the next event's Crusader? Or is that something for next week? Well, as I've been teasing already in my Reddit Q&As, it's a evil orc dentist. Or have I not mentioned orc?
I don't think so.
It's an orc.
So
that's a
you go.
new teaser. But yeah, evil dentist. And he may have a thing for teeth.
As dentists are wont to do.
Yeah. And you've finished drawing him completely, right? So.
Yep, he's all done. But I wanted to draw Adina on the stream today.
Yeah. Well, and because the events are back-to-back, the event will definitely drop next Thursday, because I remembered it's Good Friday next Friday, so we're not in the office. So the event has to be out next Friday, or Thursday.
At this point, we're not in the office anyway, but...
Well, yeah, but we don't actually have to work next Friday, which will
I know.
be weird. It's like...
Yeah.
It's a Friday and we're not working when we're at home? What is this magic?
Weird times for sure.
Acmelian, sorry for my language. I guess he's commenting he might be English as a second language. When you add new campaign and Steam achievements. You up to drawing a new campaign, Kat?
I mean, it's clearly something people want.
That's true.
I don't know. It's a thing that we should consider.
Yeah. Someone said we could reuse old art again, because they didn't notice we reused a bunch of art from Madame Finkelbottom's, but
Right.
it would be cool to have a little more new art than we did. Like, maybe new backgrounds, because those are hard to reuse. Some of them are really specific, like Candy Hell or Military Base or...
Right. Yeah, I think it is not outside the realm of possibility, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult to accomplish, but I think if we had some kind of balance of reused and new art, we can figure something out.
Yeah. And definitely wouldn't be soon. It's not something we could...
No.
I
don't even know that it's something I could really do so well working from home, trying to like do it between events and stuff. So
But yeah, we can consider it for sure.
yeah, probably not anytime soon, but we would like to. It's just when it's just one programmer, one artist, we kind of have to pick and choose the kind of things we do.
For sure. Cassius is saying, the next Gardener of the Galaxy Crusader should be a lawnmower that hoards chocolate.
I'm very confused.
I guess a lawnmower robot? Maybe?
They do want robots, don't they?
Yeah, they do want robots. And Eric says, coloring is awesome. Erica and Kat have been great at getting these coloring sheets out to the community. Because, like, you basically did most of the Idol Champions ones too, right?
Yeah. The majority at this point. But coloring is very good.
Yeah, coloring is relaxing, for sure. I enjoyed taking the 15 minutes I spent on the Dragon Hugs one last week.
Oh, good. Do you have a printer at home?
I printed that off in the office last week, but
Ah,
since Eric was already in here when I got in today, I couldn't maintain social distancing and go print it.
oh,
Because my computer somehow doesn't want to connect to the work printer, so I have to use the laptop on the printer itself, and it's too close to
maybe,
him right now at his desk.
yeah. Maybe we can ask Eric very nicely to print off a Tiernan sheet for you and leave it on a faraway table.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You hear that, Eric?
If he's still listening, maybe.
That is my demand. Give Erica a coloring sheet.
SOTF says, isn't evil and dentist just doubling up? A little bit. GSR is asking, can we get a new challenge for aliens and superheroes? Well, yeah, I guess we could look at adding new challenges. It's been a while. Eric says he did hear it.
Good. My demands have been heard.
Scrooge McScourge says they started a second account this week just to remember how it was at the beginning, and they've already earned a whopping 176 idols. Yay!
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, on top of playing his normal account and starting a new account, and you're only getting like 15, 20 idols a reset, that's pretty good progress for a week.
It's very cool that you like the game so much that you want to restart it.
Yeah, we have a bunch of veterans who've started again just to see how
the
it
difference.
compares. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're 5 years of advancements, basically.
Yeah. GSR is saying the best background is the Emerald City background from the Grimm's Idle Tales.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Alexis probably did that one.
Yeah, that was probably an Alexis one, because that was when Alexis was still in Crusaders.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is pretty cool. Jojaga is asking, is it on purpose that there are recruit missions that are impossible to get to 100%? I think that was partially part of Justin's design, that he wanted you to not just be able to get the recruit missions at 100%, but it might have also been his design to eventually release Crusaders that made the tag combinations possible. So,
I feel like I remember it kind of being purposeful to be impossible because getting a new Crusader is like the best thing you can get out of missions.
right.
So still wanted some chance to be involved. I could be wrong, but
Maybe. Especially in the early days of setting up the missions.
yeah.
Eric said I should have asked because he didn't realize he was in the way. I thought my computer would work, but apparently it doesn't want to find the printer right now. So, and then I was like, oh god, it's stream time.
Yeah. It's all good.
Hardball UK is saying, have you two submitted your coloring?
Well, I colored the Dragon Hugs on stream. I haven't colored Tiernan yet. I'm not sure if I will or not. I guess if people really want to see it, I suppose I should.
Yeah, maybe. I wasn't gonna use my coloring sheet as a here we go, hit the code milestone of getting the 50 submitted. I was just gonna use it to show off when we achieved the code, if we were gonna share out the code. Yeah. Musical HB is saying, how do you come up with the chess codes? They're always so funny. Depends on the day. Sometimes a real life event will influence the chess code, and sometimes I'll just pick four random four-letter words from the Scrabble list of all the four-letter words that are valid. So yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I just caught my cord between my leg and my side desk thing. I'm good.
Acmelion, Steam recommends Crusaders after Clicker Heroes. In the beginning, I hate this game, but now I love Idols so much. It's like a collectible card game. I love collecting new Crusaders. Thank you, girls, for what you're doing. Thanks, Erica. Thanks, Kat, for beautiful art style of game and Crusaders. Aww.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Lovely to hear.
Oh, Scrooge McScourge is clarifying the event missions he did to get the new Crusaders managed to net him 50 idols a reset. So, and he's only at 6 resets for his 176 idols. Pretty good, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just keep going up.
Yeah.
Kedgear is asking, how is Kevin? Hope he's doing well. I think he's coping with working from home. He was one of the people who would like to work in the office as well, just for a change of scenery, but social distancing thing.
He can be a hard guy to read, but he seems to be the same as always.
Yeah, and sometimes he might be a little more productive than if he was in the office. I can't tell. Stuff is getting done. Still, so I'm happy. He's working. That's good.
Yeah.
Scrooge McScourge is saying, Bat Billionaire is a nice buffer early on. Cool. Glad he's useful as a tier 1 Crusader when all you have is base 20 and tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's partially why they're tier 1, I guess. Musical HB, if that's the case, I would love to know the story of how Pure Evil Pancakes came about.
That will have to wait till next week, probably.
Yeah, remind me next week and I'll share.
Yeah. Some secrets have to stay secret.
Elim 2020, will there ever be a way to get a specific piece of gear of our choice? So, like, you want to be able to target a recipe that you really want? Or is that, like, I want to reroll my golden epics in the challenge store until I can buy the specific golden epic I want to buy? TK Bams. Hello, I've never tried the game. Do you think I can get into it? Maybe?
Well, do you like idle games? That's a sort of important
That's one of the
factor.
questions, yeah. Do you like idle games? Do you like collections?
Do you like strategy? The formation strategy gets pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to have a game to, like, check in on every day? Not necessarily for a long time, but as it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, for sure. And do you like having what appears to be progress reset as you reset the objectives to go and start a new objective? We're not one of those build forever idle games, but... Fingummy. Yeah, we used to use Bat when he came out from the event in 2016. Yeah. Pneumatis, the Monster Maker feature for April Fools was super cool. Really enjoyed playing with that. That's awesome. We will definitely pass that along to Kevin.
Crusader Kevin.
Crusader Kevin, yep.
Yeah.
Elim 2020 clarified, I'm missing some key epics for some of the better Crusaders and wanted to know if there could be a way in the future to get those gears I can't seem to get. I don't think we'll ever go for specific gear. I think we'll stick with the random gear that's part of the collection system. But you can, like, make it so by getting all your recipes and buying all the available golden epics, and so the pool's narrow, it'll be easier to target. But part of the strategy of the game is making formations based on the gear that you do have. Dorky6. It would be cool if people could submit monsters and then we vote on a monster to include in the game. I guess? Like, would we keep the player's art or we'd do a cat version of the monster, right?
I don't know. At this point, with the different types of art in the game, it could be a very specific set of areas in the new campaign, let's say.
True, like we did ASCII in Video Game World.
Yep.
So yeah, we could think about doing a vote on monster.
Mm-hmm.
Ekmelian says, Adina, my first tier 5 Crusader, this event more easy than football event. I do all missions of this event, but not last. No dead puddle, because Adina is so lonely on my 401 zone. Well, the St. Patrick's event was a bit tricky with the times 7 requirements, but then everyone's like saying, the superhero spring one's too easy. Because it's no longer times 7 requirements.
It's very hard to find a perfect balance.
Yeah, for sure. Kedgear is asking, for the previous events, there was a small balance change for the Tier 1-2 event Crusaders. Will that be a common thing? That'll be if we have time. We had lots of time to make some changes to the St. Patrick's and Carnage Cup. That's the word I was looking for. We had time to look at those ones. I had suggested maybe making some Billionaire tweaks and some Death Puddle tweaks, but we didn't get to those for Superhero Spring. And, Kevin seems to think he'll be good on the tech for Easter, so we might sneak in some... we might review the earlier tier Crusaders for Easter, but that's just a might.
No promises.
SOTF is saying the times 7 was more that all the objectives had it. We could have done it for 1. I was just curious how much quest item drop power players had. They all survived. Hello, Nightbot. Looks like you're advertising the coloring sheets. So, yes, if you haven't seen it yet, the coloring sheet for this week is Butterfly Guide Tiernan, and if we get 50 of those by Monday afternoon, then you guys can get a 7-day code for a 400% DPS buff.
Nice.
Nice, yes. And we've already got at least 5 or 6 on the Reddit. I haven't checked the Twitter or Instagram this morning, but we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. I find it very fun to see all the wacky colors you guys come up with.
Yeah.
Having designed the character to begin with, and then seeing very different interpretations, it's pretty cool.
Ekmelian. I got the Tier 4 Crusaders from the football event, and I love Anna and St. Petroka from the St. Patrick's event. That's good. Pneumatis. With our newfound speed, times 7 wouldn't be so annoying anyway. It was the boss areas that were the worst because of the 2 waves and bosses times 7. True. The bossing around power would make a times 7 boss area pretty instant right now. Synchronos. Hooray! An epic lasso for Adina from the stream code chests. That's pretty awesome. Because
Nice.
they're all tier chests this week. They're not even Adina chests. Illume 2020. There should be some way to pass multiple requirement boss areas at once. Maybe like a quest drop multiplier divided by 100. Maybe. But if everything's too easy, then I guess we can just up the requirements on all the campaigns. Dorky 6. The boss, the limited Crusader selection, and minions that were guaranteed to live for a while made times 7 difficult. That's fair. That's fair. The objective with Crusader enemies that lived for a while, that was a bit evil. Definitely a case for Polly. No, probably not Polly. No, splash buffs and projectiles. Emma Gneef. This game has ruined me for all other idle games. I used to love them, but now they just get boring after the first couple hours. Not worth coming back to when I can play this one. That's fair.
Yeah,
I still start some other idle games, but I don't know. Some of them just try to be too clever. It's like, it's an idle game. And while you're idling, you get to play these 10 mini games. It's like, oh, okay. How do these 10 mini games help my progress? And then there's this one I downloaded on the phone, and it was like 2 idle games in one. So like, you've got your main idle game and then the side idle game, which you could bring some rewards back to the main idle game. But it's like, it was basically just 2 idle games at once. So it was like, oh, okay. And the second idle game was just bars filling. So. Oh. And the other one at least tried to have animations for the bars filling, because it had little people walking as the bars filled. It's like, okay. But it's like, no, and when you reset, you just went a little faster until you hit the wall again. It was like, oh. But what's the challenge? It's like, no, you just need to watch the ads, and and then the idle game goes a little faster.
Right.
And I was like, oh, no. At least like the challenge of trying to figure out my formation, and then, or if I need to set one up because I'm doing an earlier objective, and you can just walk through it if you have too much power. Zodi says the times 7 objectives were a reminder of where we all started, when objectives took days, not hours. Very good point, yeah. He-Hulk. Once you guys have a rough idea for a new Crusader, how do they go from rough idea to fully implemented? Do you guys have group meetings? Is it one person who does design work? If someone feels passionately about a theme, do they do it? I guess we have meetings about some of the Crusaders.
Yeah, especially if we're struggling on one, we sort of get together to be like, okay, what do we do about this theme or whatever.
Yeah. And sometimes I have ideas for mechanics, and so I was like, Kevin, do that, and he's like, sure. Or sometimes we'll be like, nah, we can't do that with the tech in the game, and I'll be like, oh, okay, can you invent something cool that was kind of in the line of what I wanted to do? And then I'll be like, yeah, okay. But yeah, if I don't have any ideas, then it's like, Kevin, come up with a cool Crusader idea, and it's like, and he does. So
yeah. As for the visual and the theming is mostly me at this point, with input, of course. Nothing happens in a vacuum, but I usually do the sort of like groundwork stuff, and then their actual ability design comes after that.
Yeah, so group effort.
Yeah, and I very rarely contribute anything to actual mechanics.
But you do play games, so you do have random ideas that maybe we haven't thought about because we're so focused on what we've already done in game. So it's nice to have outside opinion.
I mean, I try and help. If I have an idea, I'll put it forward. I just can't think of one that's actually been used. I'm sure there's been something. But...
yeah.
Actually, I can. Bridget, I had the idea for them.
Yeah.
Giving
being good and
the anti-tank thing.
Yeah. Jorky6 is asking, have we ever played Progress Quest? It is the most pure idle game.
I have not.
I don't think I've ever looked it up, actually. Basically, Adventure Capitalist was my first idle game, and then I started work here, and then I was like, oh, you want to beta test Crusaders? And it's like, okay, I'll beta test Crusaders, it's fine. I mean, alpha test. Yeah, alpha test. It's like, okay. And then I started getting into idle games. Never did get into Clicker Heroes, though. It's like, oh.
You used to play a lot of AdCap, right?
Yeah. I beat Mars on my phone app. I never beat it on the computer. But that's because they made the phone more friendly, I guess. Well, and then it was also Unity, and then Unity got taken off websites or whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first idle game was a Cookie Clicker. And it took a long time to understand the reset mechanic in that, being the first time I tried an idle game.
Right.
But I was pretty into that for a little while.
Yeah, I think I tried Cookie Clicker for like 10 minutes, but I was like, oh, the browser needs to be open all the time. And I was like, oh, no thanks. I think they did put in offline progress, but I haven't looked back at it.
My browser has always just been a mess of tabs, so it didn't really faze me.
SOTF says, it's a bit of an OCD thing, but for those of us with the Desert Bus Crusaders, could we have the recipes for the gear we have for them? It feels odd with looking through the list on the crafting screen and seeing them. Those are Crusaders that are not going to have recipes, just because you do get the level of gear you donate for. Oh yeah, and Cookie Clicker was saved to your browser cache, so you couldn't clear your cache if you wanted to keep your save.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was years ago.
McCallum says, my wife and I found the Time 7 not so much difficult as just tedious and frustrating. Yeah, that's fair. That's some of the feedback we got.
Do you think when the event comes around again next year, you'll change the Time 7 stuff?
Yeah, we probably should revamp it. Just leave it on one. Musical HB. Have you considered making recipe costs scale based on how many tiers you were going up? For example, going from common to epic would cost more than if you're going from rare to epic. I think we were happy with the recipe costs because it requires different materials, and the amount of common materials, in addition to the rare or epic materials you need, does increase the cost. So, but yeah, you'd probably want to craft based on what recipes you have, or like you want to wait, because you definitely don't get the materials back when you disenchant the gear. Eleptimus is saying Cookie Clicker was their first idle game too. Cool.
Yeah, I remember back when it was basically just a big white web page with like a couple pixel art things. And you go to it now and it's like this big holy cookie in the middle of the screen. It's glowing.
And all the evil grannies everywhere.
Yeah.
Darker 18, how are you all doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. German Morin Polo says, hi, Erica. Hi. Kedgear, what ideas are you exploring regarding the endgame use for legendary catalysts? Mostly just figuring something out to do with them that makes sense. That also doesn't cost an arm and a leg, so that players who haven't saved thousands of catalysts can still participate. I'm kind of leaning towards using them for crafting higher level legendary items, so we'll see. German Morin Polo says, I have a question for Kat. Which is your favorite Crusader?
Oh, geez. Probably the Evanescent at this point.
They're very cool looking.
Thank you. I really like monsters and horror and stuff, so designing them was really just like all the things that I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Darker 18 says they're just playing some Final Fantasy 14 right now.
Nice.
Nice. SOTF is hoping they're still going to get a Dinosaur Crusader at some point.
At some point, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
I've got a little doc with a list of things that people have suggested over the streams and Q&As and stuff like that.
Jorky6 is asking, what if we could spend 250 legendary catalysts to turn an epic into a golden epic? I don't see that as something we would add, but we'll keep the request in mind. D-Tape467 saying the dinosaur could be a hidden temple crusader.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. It's definitely a theme of the event that would fit.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have a question. Erica, what's your favorite Crusader art design? And Kat, what's your favorite Crusader mechanically?
Well, I've always really liked Karen mechanically.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Even though she's an older one, she just has always kind of stood out to me. She was an early favorite.
Art design. But they're all so cool looking.
I won't be offended. Just pick one.
I think I still like the Priestess of Time, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I remember having a lot of fun with her at the time. Now I look at it, of course, and it's like, oh, I could do better things, but art evolves.
Yes.
I was really excited to do her originally.
Yeah. Numatis is saying, I'd love for you to find a way to get us our half-finished Yogscast achievements. True, that's on the endless to-do list of stuff to add to the game. Although I think you can kind of glitch the solo kill Zelda achievement on one of the Yogscast maps when it comes up in the challenge, so... Kedgear is saying they use Karen in the meta now, so Karen came back.
The cat came back. I love that cartoon, it's so good.
Yeah. GSR was saying, I would rather prefer the stone Aztec statue for the hidden temple. We have lots of choices, it's hard to get everybody in, right?
Yeah, that is,
It could be a stone dinosaur.
It could be. That is not an impossible option. Yeah, before we settled on Kebos, we had considered some kind of elemental stone guardian something.
Yeah. German Born Polo, is there in your plans to do skins for the other non-event Crusaders like Priestess?
It's not impossible. What's his name? Is it Eridan?
Irulan?
Irulan.
Yeah, he got a skin.
Yeah.
And he's a non-base 20 non-event Crusader, so yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely eligible, I guess.
Yeah.
It's when we do the sort of every couple months skins, we just sort of pick what we want. But we could try and maybe think about tier 11
batch,
ones.
yeah. batch of tier 11 skins.
Or something, yeah.
SOTF. So we need dinosaur power then. I like it.
Also, for people who really want a dinosaur, any particular
Oh yeah, type would help.
species. Yeah. Even just like carnivore versus herbivore, because they're very different. But I was never a big like dinosaur kid. So I sort of defer to other people who are more into them.
I mean, I definitely enjoyed going to the dinosaur exhibit at the museum.
Yeah.
Because it's always cool looking, and like they had mood lighting and stuff. And the T-Rex skeletons are always like, holy shit, that's big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have a favorite dinosaur aside from all the raptor memes from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I just like Velociraptor. I mean, I would say I like Velociraptors because of Jurassic Park, but in Jurassic Park they're actually using Deinonychus? I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's technically a different raptor.
Right. Who needs to consult the experts in making a movie? It's just cool looking. Especially with practical effect dinosaurs.
Well, it was like, apparently they did consult the experts, and they were, like, going to use Deinonychus. But then they just decided Velociraptor was a cooler name. So they just went with that.
Right.
At least that's what I've read.
Pneumatis is asking, with the talent changes, did you anticipate people being able to get to 3-hour and 30-minute resets? I knew it was going to speed things up a lot. For sure. Might need to remath some things. I was actually figuring on players doing more sprint runs than doing more idle runs, but it's definitely not totally unexpected. I was probably thinking they'd be down to 4 hours instead of 6. But yeah. Emma Gniff says my dog's name is Gallimimus, so that dinosaur has my vote because it means chicken mimic, so there could be some cool jokes around that.
I didn't know that. That's cute.
Yeah. AWD says my favorite dino was an upright walking 850-pound triceratops that they played in a D&D encounter in 2nd edition. Fair.
That's a good memory.
And then someone else is chiming in with a triceratops getting a vote. And then German Morn Polo says, how about a dinosaur that can change its attributes, carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, depending on some mechanic, so it can have different synergies with animals and plant crusaders. So would it be friendly to its food? Or would it be friendly to the Crusaders when it's not thinking of them as food? Although diets would be an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, sounds like an alacrity kind of thing. We'll see how much time we have when it gets to that event, but keep it in mind.
For sure. SOTF with the raptor thing, it was due to some oddities in science at the time. Velociraptor was going to be the general name for the type of dinosaur rather than just a species. That was going on when the novel was written, and it wasn't being used that way around when the movie came out, but there's still some books using it. Oh, cool.
Oh, the more you know.
The more you know, for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, and in my talking points, I have teased tomorrow's weekend promo. So for those of you who stuck around and want a teaser, the Crusaders involved are the Fire Phoenix, Shanna, Kebos, Thunos, and Adina, and we're doing a golden epic for Kebos. So that's pretty cool. And with the Weekend Warrior talent, some of you will be having a fun time with the Adina buff. Leptimus is saying, if it's a larger dinosaur, then it should take up more space in the formation. Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's impossible tech-wise, because I know people have asked about that before, and I agree that it would be interesting, but I'm pretty sure I've asked Kevin, and it just isn't even feasible.
Yeah, I think with the way the formations are set up. And then it wouldn't really work in, like, you'd have to build your formation around it. So it would have to be someone that supported, like, being in the middle two slots, because the adjacencies and everything. Yeah. Emma Denise is saying, yes, Cabos is my favorite. That's awesome. She's pretty cool. Scrooge McScourge, it's so hard to find a favorite Crusader from an artistic standpoint. I love them all. From this event, it's probably Foresight and the Death Poodle skin. That's cool.
Thank you.
Death Poodle skin. As one angry poodle.
Yeah. It's supremely silly.
And Elim 2020 is saying, Renna's skin is nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that skin turned out pretty cool. I think since Margaret is behind the scenes and she's got to get in here for setting up the champion stream, I should probably wrap up. It looks like Adina's almost sketched anyway.
Pretty close. I can finish her up real quick off stream and then coloring sheetify it later.
But yeah, so that's been our stream for the new Crusaders time slot of Thursdays, and it's been Thursday, April 2nd, 2020, and I've been Erica, and that's been Kat, and thank you all for showing up, and see you next week. Bye!
Yeah. Bye!